Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I do apologize for being late in returning. I decided to do the most unforgivable thing I could do as a content creator. I decided to lay down because I was exhausted and having a headache. I apologize. But I am up. I have many things done. Everything's cool. Let's continue. So supposedly, for real, what in the hell am I doing wrong about this angle? I even just looked this up to be like, how am I supposed to do this? Go like this? There we go. Jesus Christ. And we didn't need that. That's a key. Before we go any further, I do want to say shoutouts and thank yous to Johnny Bigby for the sub, and History Maker, who I know is at least watching the VODs, for supporting. Thank you, both of you. Hope you're enjoying for what it is. If you're not enjoying, I don't blame you. It is me, after all. I wouldn't enjoy me either. Which I suppose makes sense. Most people probably shouldn't enjoy themselves. Like, that sounds wrong, right? There's this thing you've probably never heard of. It's called narcissism. And the older I get, the more I think more people suffer from that nonsense. You can still vote. You haven't, Nero says. It's about whether or not we have music playing over the video that plays before a stream starts. Which is definitely not called a pre-roll. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Extreme self-preservation. Thank you, Nero says. Okay, so it looks like we haven't been over here. We haven't gotten a dungeon item. Haven't gotten much, really. Oh, there's a key, and we did just get a key. Oh, hello. What? What? Come here and die, monster. What? What in the world? I don't remember this being this hard to do, and I just did this a bit ago, although that granted that was on the Switch. That disappear-reappear trick is kind of bold, but, you know, whatever. Peace was never an option. True enough, Arspers. That was just weird. But whatever. We're here, we did it. Death to the infidels. We gained access to a room. I mean, lol, but... So, I'm not into guilty pleasure as a concept, per se. But I do think that the concept has some validity. Not with regards to public shaming, just something that you know isn't good that you still enjoy. Which is fine. Something I have pushed the concept of many, many times. To try and get... Not that anyone listens to me. Just to try and gain a little bit more acceptability for the idea of, hey, here's something that's bad, but that's okay that you enjoy it. As I've said recently, I'm not interested in judging you. I'm interested in judging that over there. No, not Phoenix Wright. Although, that judge in that series, he does look awfully familiar. But no. As I've said before, I'm pretty sure I'm the weirdo at this point for not really liking things that I don't consider to be good. I used to say that I did, but I've slowly realized that, no, I don't actually do that. I like things that are good. End statement. What I mean by that is things that have quality. Obviously, good is a generic metric. What is Twitch doing with Firefox now? Not that I watch Twitch all that often. But when I do it on Firefox. I don't have issues, so what the hey? What level are you up to, Spartan? Yeah, I think you're right, Act. I think that's just... Or not Act, sorry. 040. It's just life. Life on the analytical side. Well, you see, for supporting Harry Potter, you are literally Hitler, Lord Harriman. Sorry. I didn't come up with the rules, so don't look at me. I just laid down, Blichterville. I needed it. But in all sincerity, no judgment for liking Harry Potter. First and foremost, not all of Harry Potter was written by J.K. Rowling. So, you know, as weird as it may sound, that probably helps. But second and most importantly, virtually everything made in the world is made by someone who's a jackass to someone at some point, right? Right? I mean, you like Star Trek, right? Congrats. That has Rick Berman, Gene Roddenberry, like a bunch of people. Stole is the wrong word. You know what a ghostwriter is, Act? But yes, a lot of people say she is the sole person who created Harry Potter, which is just not accurate. I mean, again, to go back to the example I was just talking about, it's like with Gene Roddenberry. Calling him the creator of Star Trek is kind of just a lie at that point. Well, see, I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't agree with that, Spartan. But I'm going to explain why. See, there's this thing called Hills and Chocolate. No matter what you're buying, no matter who you're giving money to, you're giving money to someone who's a horrible person. That's life. So, you cannot be 100%... Ooh, that's interesting. You cannot be 100%... ethical. You cannot avoid those kinds of entanglements. There we go. Sorry, just taking a quick screenshot. Now, is there anything wrong with deciding to take a stand on something? No, actually, quite the contrary. Most people do, but that's the catch, isn't it? Most people pick, okay, this is the thing that I'm going to focus on, and I'm not going to give this person or this company my money. And that's your take, right? No judgment. Hey, History Maker. I was just saying thanks to you. But thanks again, History Maker, for the donation earlier. Hope your vacation's going well. That's interesting, Lord Harrimont, because I cannot prove that to you anymore. And notice that I say that way. Anymore. I have this really weird feeling that whatever sources were talking out about that kind of stopped at a certain point in a while. Because I can no longer find a lot of those interviews or discussions or just even the most basic things like credits, right? So the answer is I don't have a source for you. Now, Having said that, I have analyzed her work myself. I have read those books. And I will guarantee you with total certainty, she didn't write most of the later books. I've talked a lot about fingerprints, and how you can kind of tell a particular artist, or writer, or painter, or musician based on someone's styles, based on the beats they use, based on the tone they use. Like, I can always tell something's written by Timothy Zahn, to use a specific example here. But she didn't write several of those books. I guarantee that with 100% certainty. It's not like it changes anything anyways, though. Thank you, Doom Rider. But yeah, the last time I brought that up, which I believe was on Polemic Day, someone asked, hey, where's your source for that? So, obviously I didn't have time while streaming, but like after the very next day, I went looking like, okay, well, let's go find those things. Oh. And I couldn't find them, and it's just like, interesting. Okay, so now... Actually, yes, I totally can, Caspian. Then again, I've analyzed Star Trek to death. If I couldn't identify a Trek episode based on a writer at this point, I would have to hang up my wings, so to speak, you know? I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. She's still kind of a horrible person, regardless of who actually wrote the works she's most famous for. So it barely changes anything. Hills and chocolate. I will admit that is a hill for me, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm actually proud of people for the fact that I didn't get a lot of flack for standing on that hill. So that's nice. So I'm going to glance at the walkthrough because... this doesn't quite come as walkthroughitis, but I'm pretty sure there's a door I'm missing somewhere, and it's because I laid down for an hour in between lunch breaks. After doing laundry, after doing dishes, after finishing cleaning the basement, after finding out that my middle niece had decided to find some makeup and started playing with that, which isn't actually acceptable. Especially since she didn't ask permission first. Now here's the funny thing. Is that a big issue? Not really. Is it a big issue that she lied about it? This is something I had to impart very carefully onto my eldest niece. Something she's very good about. Don't lie about it. Just own up to it. And the statement, the argument that I always use to try and convince her thusly is, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yep, I'm found. The way I try to convince her is very, very simple. You're not in trouble until you lie. Not really. Like, if you do something bad, well, that sucks and all. But if you lie about it, well, now you're in trouble. But hang on, that's actually not what I used to convince her. Sorry, that's the wrong tact, because that's negative reinforcement. What I usually approach that from is the opposite angle. We don't know what you've done if you don't tell us the truth about it. We can't fix the situation unless you tell us the truth about it. If you, get into an accident, or you get hurt, or, if you fall, or you found a specific type of thing, and you weren't supposed to play with it or whatever, that sucks and all. But if you don't tell us about it, then we can't fix it, because we don't know the problem exists at all. Oh god, I don't remember where that was. I tend to be anti-lying. I will freely admit that. Was it? I was just here. This wasn't it. Oh my god, I was just there. I'm turned around. I'm turned around. Even strategic lying can lead to some problems. There is, however, an alternate concept. See, some people think, yeah, exactly, Spartan. Some people think that never lie means always give all information forever, which is different. That's being open. Being truthful is pretty helpful. Being open is not always necessary. Well, yeah, obviously Lord Harima, but they're a demon. I figured it would. Whatever, we just got the cane of Samaria. We got this. Ping to you, Flag Out. Just for the compass, whatever. Someplace new. That's the important part. Well, so far I like the items a bit better. The item I really liked in Seasons was the magnetic glove, but it had two big problems. First of all, they didn't do as much creatively with it as they probably should have. There were a few cute, cool puzzles, but really only a few. And the second problem was that anytime you used it, it went in an extraordinarily high-pitched and irritating tone, which was not really a good way to do that. By contrast, most of the items here do not irritate me to literally use them, and tend to be more critical, like the swap thing. The swap thing is a nice take on the typical hook shot concept. Now, the Cane of Samaria, that's old hat. That's from LTTP. Well before this game. About a decade, actually. But it's still a cool idea. And the ability to just be like, you know what? I need a block here. That's actually pretty useful. Well, it looks like you can't explode this one, so that sucks. And I haven't really gotten anything else yet, so I don't know what future items we're gonna get. We'll get there. Yeah, you know one thing I really love about Pandaria Remix Era? 3-minute DPS queues for raids. That's not even close to an exaggeration, because I can tell you that last night, that's what our raid queue times were. And when I say 3 minutes, I mean 3 minutes for the initial. We queue for all 5 or whatever it lets us. And then we sit in the queue for 3 minutes, then we do one raid, and the moment it's done, we do a second raid. And the moment that one's done, we do a third raid. Actually can't re-queue because it's going by so fast. Okay, so that's how we get back. Sorry, Spartan. Let's see if a bomb works. Weird ways to start a sentence. That's not gonna work, it's too much of an angle. Alright, I think we can do the on top trick. Now, I know with total certainty that when I played this for the first time back in the day, I was extremely stuck on this depth, because I didn't realize I could do this. Yes, I know this is in Link's Awakening, but I also got stuck there. Being able to hop on top of these platforms was just too alien for me, so it wasn't something that I considered, right? It wasn't something that was in my puzzle-solving toolkit. So I'm like, how the hell do I flip that switch? The Amazing Race. I do not recall such a thing. Which means clearly you made it up and are lying horribly. And you know what I think about lying, Act. No, no, don't. Oh, God damn it. No! There we go. No! Damn it. Okay, okay. Hang on. Ah! That's really weird, Hira. I wonder why. Listen, as long as it's reality and it's on your TV, the only requirements. I mean, I think that actually makes you normal, Spartan. Sorry. Uh-oh, I'm short a key. That's not good. Oh, God, yeah, I'm short a key. Alright, what key did I miss somewhere in this godforsaken dungeon? This is when Walkthritis rears its ugly head. Because I'm missing a key. That's actually an optional thing. It's not even a mandatory thing. I suppose that's fair, Spartan. It's just my personal real-life experience has shown the opposite. I've found that if you're open and honest within reason, of course, with precision, not just telling everyone your life story, people tend to be more comfortable around you, people tend to react to you better, and people tend to just generally be more comfortable around you, which generally leads to the social interaction working better. For example, I'm not a big liar on camera. I reveal stuff to total strangers all the time. And it tends to work as a nice kind of, not an icebreaker so much as a temperature cooler. Just keeps the overall temperature of the conversation going well. That's true, Flagant. Rascals is the best episode of Star Trek if you have no taste whatsoever. If you do, I'm so sorry for you. Now the good news is there's programs, there's help. We can take care of you. We can fix this. Let us help you, Flagant. You don't have to suffer this terrible malediction anymore. Yeah, call BetterHelp. When you need a scam artist to try and take your money in exchange for making you feel like you might be getting better, call BetterHelp. I'm missing a key. Oh my god, I'm just... This is awful. Okay. BetterHelp is a scam, just like virtually every other thing like that. However, BetterHelp is a scam about mental health. So, it's a scam for people who are vulnerable and seeking help, and in the doing, prevents them from getting the help they probably need. How do they scam you? I don't have time to go into that. I'm sorry, that is such a gargantuan list of everything. AI bots giving mental health help info is just like, it's a casual surface level glance there. like there's worse than that, but that's like just the first thing that comes to mind. Oh yeah, they don't actually have people who are licensed psychologists or therapists on hand who do their best, but they're not trained mental health people. I don't know how else. It'll be like if I said, all right, Mr. Red, I got a job for you, okay? You're going to be the person on the other side of a phone or of a text, and you're going to be the person that person talks to as their lifeline to help them get through whatever trauma or tragedy or mental difficulties they're going through. Like, it's bad. Speaking of hills, that's a hill for me. I actually unsubscribed to CinemaSins for the first time in ever, because one of their supporters is BetterHelp. And if they're willing to accept that as a sponsor, then that's that. That's the end of that for me. See, I disagree with that act, but that's neither here nor there. I've actually been a CinemaSins defender, up to and including right this very second. I don't actually care for CinemaWins all that much. CinemaSins is, it's a mockery site. It's there to try and poke fun at and otherwise, you know, look at all the silly little things in films. They tend to do, just kind of funny use BetterHelp. Well, that's on the blacklist. They tend to use mockery as a tone helper with regards to actual criticisms. But, yeah, it's roasting, right? It's a simple thing. Here's the thing. They actually do two types of videos. Nothing indicates that unless you're just paying attention. The first thing is just them roasting a film that's, you know, a good or interesting film or whatever. And they tend to... the fact that they actually really enjoy that film and the fact that they're just poking fun at it is very, very obvious. Then there's when they cover films that they actually despise. And the entire tone and presentation is completely different. And in that case, they are actually criticizing the film. Like, to use a random made-up example. Let's say that I'm CinemaSins, and I'm doing this thing where I'm criticizing, I don't know, Ocarina of Time. Now, obviously, I love Ocarina of Time. Cool. So, I would make up some really ridiculous fake stuff to poke fun at. And that's pretty much the joke. Hang on a second, in this one exact scene of Ocarina of Time, Navi says that you should go to this direction, but then in the next scene, Navi's shadow isn't visible on the right side of Link's shoulder, proving once and for all that Link and Navi have both been dead for the last 15 years, and this is all a nightmarescape going throughout the case of the thing, and what was I talking about? Oh well, ding! And then there's the sin, right? It's all in good fun. I'm just poking fun at a game I love. Let's say I'm covering Other M. The tone and style and approach that I would use with Other M would be completely different. It would be me just ripping into it. Which is easy to imagine for you, because that's exactly what I did. It's the exact thing that I did with Other M, as I just shredded that game because it was crap. That's CinemaSins. That's the two styles of videos that they have done since forever, really. They didn't start off that way. They didn't initially start doing that. No, I don't watch Your Movie Sucks. I've heard of it, but... I will also freely admit that their format made it interesting to kind of... This is going to sound like a weird thing. Get a quick, short summary of a film I've seen before. Just to remind myself of the film. Usually films I like. Okay, this is bad. No, I am not Warp Core. I am so far out the door on STO that I'm done with it. Okay, there's the boss key, which is past the key door. So I am gonna need a key somewhere. I missed one key somewhere. Describe the Matrix in one sentence. Well or poorly? I actually watch several YouTubers. Believe it or not. And I'll pull up my list right here. I watch Mandalore Gaming. Yep. I watch History Matters. It's actually one of my favorite history YouTubers. Completely different team, Blue Dragon, but you are correct. Where's my subscriptions? Here we go. So I watch Second Wind. That's actually recent, but good on them. Ambiguous Amphibian, Jaden Animations, History Matters, Terminal Montage, Gamer Champ 3000. She's cool. You should watch her. AV Green Bottle. She's a recent one, but she does some cool indie stuff, so she's a great way to find out about new games. Pitch Meeting. Duh. I Am Kibitz, if I'm in the mood for some buildy games. Char I5, he does some good stuff. Including rewrites, funnily enough. I was like, hey, I did that first. Mega Man Victory, you've never heard of them. I watch Man Shorts whenever they do a thing. Mandalore Gaming. Pro Jared, I already actually mentioned that, I think. Giant Grant Games for StarCraft 2 related stuff. I lost my place. Where am I? I don't really watch Raptoons anymore. I should probably unsubscribe to them. I don't really watch Extra History anymore. I should probably subscribe to them. Oversimplified. Admittedly, that's more for my niece at this point than me, but it's still a big thing. Economate. That's another one you've never heard of. Now in the 90s, which is dead. Oh my god, I'm still really, really sad about that. Homestar Runner, for whenever they do stuff. And Jesse Gender, which is obvious. And I think that's everything. Really liked Now in the 90s. I was so sad. I was so sad that they had to shutter the doors. That's just... okay. So I need a key. Where am I missing a key? Okay, I got that key. I just got the cane. Yeah, wow, they wanted me to get the cane much earlier. I've never heard of Spawn Wave. I've never heard of Ross's Game Dungeon. And I don't remember who Overly Sarcastic Productions is, but I'm pretty sure I don't watch them. Extra History used to be really, really cool. They still do some good stuff, though. I admit I started backing away from them in general because Extra Credits was someone I violently disagreed with when it came to game design, and more importantly, the industry. But then again, I'm coming at that from the perspective of economics. Okay, so I got that key. Yep, that's the one I used the cane for. Go down to the basement. Go up there. Wait, I think this is where I'm missing. Where is this? I don't understand the purpose of hate watching. I have so little time in my life that I didn't eat breakfast this morning. And only ended up eating breakfast because my adorable niece asked me to nicely. Like, seriously, for those who didn't see, she just came down and was like, hey, glomp. I exercise too much, and I have too much muscle not to eat breakfast. They never tell you this. When you get very muscular, when you have tons and tons of muscle mass, you have to eat. Like, especially if you're continuing to exercise, which I do. You need that higher intake, and it needs to be good intake, too. Okay, so how do I get to this spot? Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, every time I walk up to him, I'm like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Oh, wait, that's the wrong direction. Sorry, it's actually this direction. Punch facing girl. Where is this? Okay, so... okay, I think... I know where that is. Yeah, I need to uproot more trees. It's Warcraft 2, right? You gotta just deforest the area in order to progress. That's right, sugar. My cooldowns are down. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I did see it, Ross. Welcome to Oracle of Ages, where we talk about anything but the game as I'm trying to figure out where I'm at in the dungeon. God. Okay, this is down here, so this is wrong. It's not where I want to be. I'm just guessing, by the way. I'm just guessing at where I need to go. I know what it looks like. I even remember that spot in the dungeon, but I don't remember where that is, so... well, we're in dungeon 5? 4? Yeah, 5 right now. So... it took until dungeon 5 for me to actually truly get lost. Not that great of a record, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, and I have no idea who Lily Orchid is. I don't know, Walker. Somebody. Somebody won. It was someone who guessed, like, 1, I want to say. Go watch the VOD. It's on the VOD. Here, this is what I want. I want that down, right there. Furor's Wind. No, not off the top of my head. Not unless it's in the castle courtyard. I'm pretty sure that's fire, so no. I remember where the shield is. That's right next to the Colossus. You're right, a noble name. It's right by Jabu Jabu's dungeon. You can even get it right after you finish the dungeon. I feel like I did this area already, but whatever. Let's keep going. Yep, no. I did do this dungeon, and then I ran into a wall because I didn't have that yet. Yeah, the dungeon really wanted me to get this item way earlier, and that kind of screwed my progression. Listen, that will never happen again, Yura. Nobody liked that quest chain anyways. I mean, obviously, since they completely axed it from the game, they don't even reference it nowadays. I still have some of those items in my bank, though. Yeah, there was a Zelda chain. All the way back in Vanilla. It was in Ungoro. That led up to Winter Spring. You got basically, you got a quest from Link, who was a gnome, of course. A key. Okay, we are found. We are technically in go mode for this dungeon and nothing else. I actually like Winter Spring as of Kata. Like, it's a very chill zone. There's nothing really going on there plot-wise. Just a bunch of hanging out. It's like a world-building zone, you know? Some setup for the goblins, some hunter groups. Like, I don't know what to call that. Because it's not really world-building. It's more like making it look more like a place that actually exists. So I guess that is world-building. A little bit of Lindblom effect. Something like that. World decoration. I mean, it is. It's kind of the quest equivalent of something like Doodad. Oh my god, I gotta go all the way back up here. Oh my god, why? Sorry. Hi. I have to backtrack. You know, I've noticed almost every dungeon with switches in it requires more backtracking than any other dungeon. You ever notice that? Even if you know exactly what to set the switches to, it still tends to require that. Back through. Again. Get out of my way, please. Thank you. You know, I hate to keep praising Ocarina. I'm really scared that Ocarina's not going to score as well as I think it is. But I don't remember ever being at a point where, in Ocarina dungeons, other than the Water Temple, where I had to just keep traipsing back to the same areas over and over and over. Not even the Shadow Temple. The Shadow Temple sucks. Okay. So now we go this way, I think. Get hit by the keys. Very important. Accidentally do this. Listen, if I give Ocarina a bad score, Ross is going to murder me. Just straight up in the face. I mean, we already know Majora is going to score better than Ocarina. That's almost guaranteed. Doing some push-ups. Yeah! Getting some gains in the dungeon. Oh, I can't do it up here. No dungeon. Or no gains. Oh, well. Probably not, Spartan, to be quite honest with you. And I imagine there's some people in the world who will not be happy about that. And they could suck a lemon. I have no trouble speaking honestly about WoW. I know WoW quite well. Listen, Twilight Princess is the worst. And that's just, he just assassinates me on the spot. Just like that. God damn it. The fact that I still don't have a way to get rid of Sparks is just really frustrating. Unless this gets rid of Sparks. Nope. Sure. Does this get rid of Sparks? Let's find out. Nope. Cool. Now that would be funny if Twilight actually doesn't score particularly well. And by funny, I mean, ah! I disagree with what just happened. I feel like I'm bomb jumping that, but whatever. What Brown Act? Well, I don't know what kind of playstyles there are, Yura, so I'd probably base it on that. Listen, my review system is perfect in every way. No, I will freely admit I do get a little bit defensive. My review system, because I think it's really good, and I think we've done a really good job of refining it over the years. If anything, I think that the fact that the Zelda games are scoring the way they are is doing a really good job of explaining why this review system actually works. Did Breath of the Wild knock it out of the park? No, of course not. But it scored quite well. Plus 80 is a much better score than people seem to get it work for. So, yeah, that tracks. It did a lot wrong, but all the right kind of helped make up for that. Zelda 1 is not that bad unless you do second quest, in which case it's total trash. Zelda 2, pretty much the same thing. Zelda 2 has a lot of good, and then also a lot of bad. And so on and so on. I mean, hell, even, that's true. Even, Oracle of Seasons was just mid, which completely tracks with reality. Okay. Oh, jeez. I might have to look this one up. Alright, hang on. I know I could use the cane. I know. Just give me a minute. LTTP, we'll see. Yeah. That's a pretty big we'll see, honestly. I'm not that worried about it, especially after Super Metroid. But having said that, I will not be surprised if LTTP is not the second best of the 2Ds. Reviewing a song is pretty rough. Reviewing an album is much rougher. I wouldn't do that. Who's first? Link Between Worlds is almost assuredly going to take the first slot. I would be shocked if it isn't. Or, whoops. Other way, lore. Well, the good news is we're not reviewing both of them because the other one isn't even a game worthy of reviewing. Okay. Just lock that in there. Now we have a baby throwing a temper tantrum. Four Swords is most likely going to take the number 2 slot for the 2D Zeldas, I would say. After that, I am anticipating LTTP will take the number 3 slot, but we'll see. As weird as it may sound, we're still not actually to the great Zelda games. We're definitely a big step up, as was pointed out in the VOD comments. We've already proven that we can have Zelda games that are net positive. The question is, will all of them be net positive henceforth? Because there are a couple of question marks there, including this one. But most importantly, Phantom Hourglass. That's the big one I'm worried about. But then again, I've got a lot of bad memories about that game, so that's coloring that. Of what, Yura? He was being tried of like 18 different things. Actually, I think it's more than 18. The last one barely floated above neutral. What? 34, Jesus Christ. But it was still above 0. And that's really, really, really important. .8. I mean, that tracks. Something I do with every single review that comes through is I do an extremely ephemeral mental re-review of the final golden number. Does that golden number feel right? If it doesn't, I usually go looking back into it, like, okay, hang on, did I miss something? Did I miss doing the math? Can we not accommodate for StarCraft 2 being insane? You know, whatever. And that last double check is there, specifically to catch those kind of outliers. Oops, wrong button. Could you not, please? Thank you. And honestly, 1.8, that's about right. It is net positive. Barely. Because the whole game is just so mid. It really feels like the leftover after they designed Oracle of Ages, which is a much more cohesive game overall, and that has proved to be true so far. I know you say there's not much to talk about, but the truth is this game has much improved density, and is going to score better story-wise, almost guaranteed. Boss time. Time for a little game. I break apart. If you can force me back together and blow me away, it ends. But before you do, I shall take a bit of your soul. Now we begin. This is actually a really cool boss, if I remember this one. I mean, yeah, no, exactly. Did we just one-shot the boss? Double power master sword, I guess. Oh, okay, okay. Never mind, we're okay. Okay, so let's do this. Hang wrong direction. That's okay, I can make this work. Let's push it out another lip. Yes. Oh, come on, they're like right there. They're touching! They're touching! Whatever. There we go. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit the reset button. But yeah, if you were paying attention during my diatribe at the very beginning, and I don't blame you if you weren't, ooh, I think that sucks. All of this started as a remake of Zelda 1. And the more you know about these games, the more that shows. There we go. Boom. Round 2 completed. Next! This is a cool boss. I like this. This is creative. It's interesting. It's fun. It's not painful or frustrating like that stupid Womp boss. Round 4? Sounds like a yes. Interesting. Round 5. Nope, we're done. Plus the gameplay. The sacred soil, an essence of time. Do we need to get a dictionary for these people? One second, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Influencing an election is not illegal. Just... sorry. No context there, but... that's just... Lore, I still hear an essence echoing near Rolling Ridge. I think someone's coming. Huh? I was digging a new tunnel and ended up here. Hey, what are you doing here? Don't you know games are the new fad on the Rolling Ridge? You should do the Goron minigame. We need to have as many negatives as possible. No, Savacom. We must have nothing but So I should warn you, the upcoming minigame, I'm totally going to have to do like 5, 10 times. It's going to be bad. It's the vase one, for those of you not familiar with it. Yeah, I remember having to redo this a lot the day. Okay, heal, please. Thank you. Go away, Maple. Anchovies on pizza. Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed your question, Yura. So, change trends in pizza. So, I've noticed that the Supreme, which used to be kind of rare even when I was a kid, is kind of like the default pizza nowadays. Like, it's more common to find Supreme than pepperoni in some places. So that's kind of weird. Also, insert rant that we have really, really boring pizza variety around here. Hang on, Ross. I might have missed it while I was looking something totally unrelated up. Supreme is tomatoes, onions, bell peppers, sausage. I think that's it. Oh, and black olives and mushrooms. Thank you. Sorry. It's basically veggie with sausages. It used to be called Supreme because, I guess this is still true, because it was kind of the shtick, right? Like, it was like, here's everything. Wong. And yeah, it's a little generic. It can be good. I can't eat Supreme. And that makes me sad. Because I like everything about it, except for the fact that I can't eat it. Why? Sausage, which contains fennel. Usually a lot of fennel, actually. Like, whole chunks of fennel. What was that? Crown Dungeon. Let's write that down. I basically can't eat fennel. Like, it's violently reactionary for me. It's just, I don't know if I'm actually allergic to it or I just have the thing, but I have the thing. What's the name of the boss I just absolutely destroyed? Smog. His name is Smog. That's funny. No, not Smaug. Smog, like from a car. No Butterfinger. It's such a shame. If only someone knew where that Butterfinger could be. Oh, alright. Okay, that's weird. I'm gonna stop doing that. No, fennel will... I can't have fennel in my mouth. It's super duper gross. Is this 2 Butterfingers, or this just break? No, it's okay. I'll just be like, oh, it's too big to fit in my mouth. Alright, I'm done. Don't clip that. I'm not putting that up as a short if you clip it. I love good pho. Yep, no, I do have to do the Goron dance thing. I was just double checking. I really do have to do the dancing thing next. Okay, let's do it. You won't believe how hard Lore can suck a Butterfinger. I like good ramen, but unfortunately good ramen is way overpriced. Like, way overpriced. Like $40 a head. Ugh. Wait, what's star anise? And how did that enter the conversation? I missed a step. Oh, no, that's interesting, because pho doesn't actually use star anise, or at least, actually, let me walk that sentence back. They don't use it here, although that might be because the only place I get pho at knows me, and I requested none of that early on, so never mind. That's actually interesting, though. How much of Korean food is that in? Because you may have just made something make more sense to me. Let's do this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going here, and I went completely the wrong way. Now I gotta backtrack back up the mountain. See, I know what anise is, and you're like, you know, star anise, and I'm like, well, is that different? So, always presume ignorance rather than knowledge. It's actually funny. A lot of my friends used to think I'm much stupider than I am. Because if I wasn't sure about something, I would just ask in ignorance, presuming I didn't know, even though I did actually know. Or, to phrase that slightly differently, I would rather presume I don't know than presume I do. That ties into another thing. I tend to ask people even when the answer is kind of obvious. Especially when it comes to, like, work on the house, for example. Because I'd rather ask than presume. I've never had straight hops, no. I never will. Or, I mean... Anyways, I'm sorry, Ross. You asked a question earlier. I completely missed it. Do you mind resharing? Or is it all over? Yeah, see, to me, anise just tastes like death. I don't even really have a better way to describe that. I'm not actually exaggerating. It tastes like death. It is such a violent reaction that the moment it touches my tongue, I will physically recoil. It's a good way to put that. It tastes like Frambeau. Is it possible for a net positive story and gameplay to get a net negative golden number due to length of density? No. The raw score is the basis of all the formulas, and most of the formulas are based off of multiplication. So, by basic math, that guarantees... Whoops, that's the wrong place. That guarantees that if the final net score is greater than 0, and the final golden number is greater than 0, and if it's below, then it's a negative. Like, 100%. Now, that could have been something that we make happen. That's easy to do. All we have to do is lean less on multiplication for that. But that wasn't the intent, so that's not what it is. How do I... But this is just like a fairy. So, the reason I asked Walker, if anise is in a lot of Korean food, that explains something I've been curious about for a very long time. You ever had Korean barbecue? It's good, right? Like, it's great. Ugh. I know people who will swear by Korean barbecue. I don't like Korean barbecue, and I actually never have. And you may have just explained to me why. I've never been able to put a finger on it. Back in the day, I used to say it tasted too vinegary, but that was never quite correct. It was just blah, and I couldn't stand it. So that would explain it. I mean, it has to be this. Yeah, now I can be like, can I... You know... Well, it's barbecue, but Korean. Well, the first thing I have to have in a bowl of pho is lots of meat. Like, lots of meat. No, lots of meat. Why are you not putting more meat in my bowl of pho? God damn it. I also don't like sriracha, but that's totally unrelated, I think. I mean, if you like vegetarian pho, more power to you. But I demand meat. Endless meat! I usually get pork, consequently. Okay, so this is here. Yeah. Here we go. I just went completely the wrong way last time. Damn right, Warp Core. Daniel Gord can't forge the great two-handed Goron sword. And that's how we get Goron. We're not going to do that. We have the Master Sword. We don't need Goron. God, I don't remember what all I get in it. Like, a bunch of herbs. Like, it's weird how much herbs are in. I know mint is in there. Which, I know this because I remember the very first time I ever got pho. My sister actually ordered for me. And she was like, make sure this, and this. I'm like, wait, why are you putting mint in there? She's like, no, trust me. And I'm like, okay. But it works like a really good augmenter. Pulls out the rest of it. A bunch of those... white, stringy things. I don't know what to call. Those are good. And then... God, she mixes in a little bit of soy. And shoestring munchers, them. A little bit of soy. And then a little bit of the stuff you get out with like a little spoon. You put that in there. And then... some red pepper flakes. Gotta have that spice. And then this is the important part. You make sure to... well, this is what I do. I sort it around so that most of the red pepper flakes and spices that were just added are towards the bottom. And then, like, the meat and then, like, the herbs. And then I let it sit for, like, a solid 10 minutes while I sit there chatting and hanging out with my family. And while all the flavors soak into each other... that's when I actually eat it, and it's so good. Yeah, I wouldn't want to make my own pho. I don't think I could. Did I already enter that cave? Didn't I just come out of this cave? No wonder I kept getting screwed up. I'd already been through here. Gorons have always loved gems, and they always will. You gotta save time. You gotta save time to have fun. Ah, here we go. Yeah, getting a good broth is hard to do, too. Although, the local place has a really light broth and relies on most of everything else you add to basically become the broth. I can see your destiny. Amazing, I see you dancing feverishly. Yeah. For generations, my ancestors have sat here guarding the peace on Rolling Ridge. You have a passionate heart? Since long ago, only proven Goron brothers have been allowed to pass here. Okay. The graceful Goron dances in the back. He's so cool. Hi, Lore. The Goron dance is all the rage in these mountains, but the Subrosian dance is way cooler. These Gorons have a ways to go. Alright, let's do it. Welcome, I'm the 5th generation of graceful dancers. This is my dance hall. One must know our dance if he is to be called Goron. If you dance well, I'll give you a symbol of brotherhood. One try costs 10 rupees for some friggin' Rusian. I made one mistake at the end, but I still did it. Jesus Christ. Okay. You're now a Goron. All Gorons will call you friend. May we dance together forever. For generations, we have sat here and blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're a brother! You understand the passion of a Goron's heart. You may pass. How's abrupt? Can you help me, brother? For generations, my ancestors have sat here guarding the peace in Rolling Ridge. I can't leave, but I'm so hungry! Can you give me some food? Yeah, sure, bye. Hey, brother, you dancing well today, too? Oh, yeah. You know it. And that meme from Predator. So, yeah, nobody talks about Star Wars on my channel. It's weird when you think about it. Are all Star Wars films net positive? Combined? Yeah. Individually? No. Gorons have always taken care of their brothers, and they always will. We Gorons have many mystical items. If you get any, take good care of them. Sure. Whoops. I was going to read that, but whatever. So the High Republic is the Old Republic. It's an AU exclusive thing. It doesn't exist in the EU at all. And it describes the period of the height of the Republic, the Golden Age, when the Republic was actually doing really well, as opposed to a rotten, corpulent beast. That's it. That's the descriptor. I don't know the timeline on that because I'm just not that familiar with the AU. Oh, a stranger has spoken to me. I must teach you something good. Will you listen? My brother lives in a cave near the 3 peaks of the Subrosian volcanoes. If you tell him my secret, here's your secret. Yeah, thanks, dude. Probably not. No, you're a... Oh, I have no idea, Act. How would I know? I do like a shrunk timeline. I also like things actually making sense, so that's a bit of a downer. EU stands for Extended Universe. It's a very common way to describe anything in a given canon that isn't the original work. So, for example, Superman, everything other than the original comics would be EU. Like I said, it's a bit of an industry term. However, when it comes to Star Wars in particular, the term took on a proper noun format, actually referring to a specific extended series of books, games, comics, and whatever, which all had varying levels of canonicity across the EU. So we all just called that the EU. That became the popular term for it. The AU stands for the Alternate Universe. So to be clear, the AU has no connection to the EU. That's the whole point. That's why it is an alternate universe. It's not a new timeline, it's a new canon. To try and explain that slightly, in Star Trek, you can have different timelines that branch out from each other. But all of those timelines, the Kelvinverse thing, the stuff that happened to Discovery, the Mirror Universe, all of that still exists within the same overall canon. That's all the setting. But that's nothing to do with Mega Man. Mega Man has no place in Star Trek, right? Mega Man's over here. So AU describes a whole other setting. And that's what the AU is. Alternate Universe. Is that the last episode, Pillars of Snow? Yeah, the Mirror Universe and the Prime Universe are both part of the same setting. That's actually my terminology. I like the word setting because I think it more clearly describes what's going on there. Mega Man and Mario are completely different settings. Smash Brothers aside. Oh, it'd be much worse. We wouldn't react like the Mirror Universe. Like, someone wouldn't pull a shotgun on them immediately. Unless they landed in a really bad spot. But that would actually be pretty bad. I tell you what, just for you, because I need to go figure out where I am, because I apparently am lost. I'm sure I just missed something stupid in my roamings, and I'm just not tracking properly. Which is funny, because I'm not tired or asleep or anything, I just apparently am terrible. Well, if you go hit exclamation mark voot or vote, which X just did, you too can listen to Contra music. What's wrong thing? There we go. Much better. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. Okay, so we gained the ability to pass up here. But this didn't lead to anything. Which means I missed something stupid. It's always something stupid. There's no possibility of me getting stuck on something real. It's never happened before, and it's never going to happen since. Yep, okay, so then... up here. Yep, okay. And this just leads... well, what does this say? Yeah, this is just the mini-games again. So this just leads up here. Do I need to do the mini-game? Is that what you want from me, game? Worked so many late nights, I don't feel up to playing games. I dug up a great prize, too. Oh, well. I need something energizing that can wake me up. Okay. And this leads up here, which is how I got stuck last time. Okay. Sure. Konami Act. And this leads me here, and I've already been here. This didn't work out last time. So let's lift some things. Find absolutely nothing. Okay, maybe I dropped down? Because I didn't drop down last time. Hang on, what's this lead to? That's the... okay. I'm always hesitant to just drop down into what looks like exactly where I know it goes. In fact, it looks like I was right. Alright, game. Let's pull up the walkthrough. Where do I go? Where go I do? So we did the dance game. Yep. Oh, god damn it. I would not be surprised, no, Euro. I've said many times, I think we've already covered the best of this of the NES at this point. I don't think anything else is really going to break that high in numbers on that, personally. I look forward to being wrong. Most difficult game that I have ever completed. Ooh. Turtles in Time is a SNES game, Savako. So, behold, this is what I missed. One shrub that I was supposed to knock over in order to access a time portal. No wonder I've been so frickin' stuck. I've been running around. If you've been paying attention, I've been circling this area, like, for, God, at least 15 minutes. Trying to figure out where to go because I hadn't knocked over that shrubbery. Monty Python jokes aside, that's really frustrating. Okay, this leads back up the mountain. Yep, okay, cool. Most difficult game I've completed. I almost feel bad giving it to something like that from FromSoft, because that just irks me. Hang on, I actually need audio for this. Cyber Shadow would be pretty high up on the list. Like, honestly, Cyber Shadow, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne are all games that are hard, like actually hard, that I have completed. Battletoads isn't hard. Battletoads is bullcrap. The Goron dance gives form to the passionate hearts of Gorons. I'm gonna master it someday. I can see your destiny. Goron spirits show me all. I see you in the distant future. You're riding a strange vehicle and shooting things around. I've also beaten Celeste. In fact, I've actually 100%ed Celeste. Yes, including the one strawberry you have to get without dying and without using the dash. Goron dance is way cool. I'm going to make it popular in Subrosia, too. Graceful Goron is the bomb. I'm going to be the graceful Subrosian. What are these hood-wearing folk? I've been asking all about the Goron dance. Yeah, that's not what I hit, game. Thanks. I see you picked the piece. Oh my god, you understand the passion of the Goron heart. I know it's abrupt. Can you help me? Protecting the world is a good math meeting. I need an heirloom that will give my descendants the value. It'd be great if you could bring me something unique. Yeah, sure, I'll think about it. Target range is almost as popular as dancing is. Almost. God damn it. I'm the first generation of the graceful dancers. This is my dance hall. The Goron dance is all the rage with the hip young Gorons. It's great. Want to dance? Silver, please. It's a option you select when you start the game, Yura. It was a good joke, Spartan. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna pull up the walkthrough very quickly. I'm just curious of something. See, that's what I thought. Sure, Ross, I'm ready. The dancing minigame is not the worst minigame I've ever played. It's Simon Says, but it actually has variable difficulty, which makes it better. It starts off the hardest, and then it gets easier, and then it gets harder over time. That's true, Ross. Okay, hang on. I'm just going to watch the walkthrough for a second, because I am clearly not going the right way. Yep, okay, so this... That's what I thought, but whatever. This is why punching bags are so important. People get all in a tizzy about certain things, but you know who we can make fun of? Oh god, I can't think of his name all of a sudden. The guy who died recently. The murderer who died recently. That sure was energetic. Up. I'm gonna plant bomb flowers all over the ridge. OJ, that's it, OJ. God. I mean, Kissinger counts, actually. But I meant OJ. OJ Simpson. Don't tell anyone, but I'm friends with the famous Graceful Goron. Really? Graceful Goron drinks lava juice every day to get energy to dance. I want some too. Okay. There. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Hey, no break. Excellent. Just scooch that up there. Perfect. I thought that was a joke, Ross, which is why I didn't react to that. Alright, so you like minigames, right? Right? You've got to like minigames, okay? You have to like minigames. My grandpa was younger. He ran a different shop before he opened Target cards. So let's go play Target cards, shall we? Welcome to Target cards. Fire your seed shooter while riding a cart. If you hit enough targets, you win a prize. You get up to 3 misses. Prize is a rock brisket. Oh god, it was the wrong button. Oh my god, that was awful. So I missed several because I was hitting the wrong button. Take 2, using the correct button this time. Oh, that sucked. And that's game. They take so long to despawn, and I can only have 1 active at a time. She did worse that time, Jesus. Yes, keep taking my money. So I can do your dumb minigame. By the way, for those of you curious, yes, this is MSQ. There, 12 of 12, jackass. Rock brisket. Yes, I did, Sovacom. However, we could keep playing to do a harder mode and get a boomerang, which we don't want. So, we're gonna move on. Extraordinarily not worth it, yeah. Screw that minigame. That bird just knocked me into the past. Favorite Zelda minigame? Probably something from Ocarina. Just right off the top of my head. Not the bomb shoes. Screw that. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. What about y'all in chat? Favorite Zelda minigame? If you say fishing... So, anyways, we need to do this now. What? We need 100 points to get what we really want here, by the way. If we get 400, we get the boomerang. So, yeah, what I really wanted was the lava juice. I'll try again. Only 20 rupees. Nah, I'm good, thanks. Peace. Oh, God. So what's the worst minigame in Zelda history? And if you all answer the same thing, we'll have to come up with a second worst, because it's probably the one thing you're all thinking of. Be right back. Yeah, no, Ross is correct. Sploosh. Sploosh. Kaboom! That's the worst minigame in Zelda history. It is so random. And there's barely a strategy that can be used. It's just dumping rupees on it until you finally get it. And it's needed for a heart piece, if I'm remembering correctly. So, you want 100% that. Have fun. I'm never doing that again. Actually, yeah, a noble name. And, yeah. Okay, so what point get? Ugh. Sure, act. That's nothing I like more than stirring up the hornet's nest for no good reason. Well, if you're doing a 100% run, you have to do minigames, Yura. Oh, you son of a... Damn it, I've had that shield for like 4 dungeons. Only like 30 of them, Act. There's still 54 outstanding. But yes. Oh wait, no, this guy. For generations, my ancestors have sat here guarding the peace, blah blah blah, I'm so hungry. You have a prime rock brisket. Please let me have that rock brisket. I'll trade my ancestors' Goron vase for it. Okay, thank you. This is great. As promised, the ancestral Goron vase. Oh, this rock brisket is so delicious. Thank you. You're welcome. We'll see, Act. And unfortunately, that is the answer that is going to get. Who knows? We'll find out today. But first, let's meet our contestants. Well, that works. Whoa, that vase! What a fine Goron vase. Please. Let me have that vase. I'll trade you some Goronade for it. Thank you. As I promised, here. I'm gonna treasure this vase. Please think about what just happened. This is actually really messed up if you think about it. But it's astonishing how much of a tight paradox this is. Check this out. So, in the present, we get an ancient Goron heirloom. Cool. We take it back to the past and give it to the guy as a reward. Thus, he hands it down to generations, and eventually, it is then given to us in the present. Now, the funniest thing about all of this is this means that if your camera is following the path of the vase, first of all, comes from nowhere, and second of all, ages infinitely inside of this little loop. It's always getting older, because each time it goes through the loop is another time for it, even though from our perspective, there's only one linear path we're going through. Now, this can still work if we presume that the vase is being adjusted and refurbished and otherwise upkept across the generations, which makes sense. It's an heirloom, after all. So, vase, oh no, it's breaking down, repair, repair. Oh no, it's breaking down, repair, repair. As the vase just gets older and older infinitely, forever. How's that for a paradox for you? That's actually a fun one. I like that. I'm pretty sure I talked about that in Rumination, because it was one of the ones that caught my attention the most. Anyways. See you around, Act. And yeah, it wouldn't even be surprising if at certain loops, the vase is just breaks and is replaced with something else. So it's a new vase next time around, but nobody can tell the difference. Because nothing's changed. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, exactly. It's the glasses. Which, if you remember, did actually need restoration. They mentioned that in Star Trek 2. Worked so many late nights lately. I don't feel up to playing games. I dug up a great prize, too. Wait, that's Goronade. One drink of that charges you up. Will you let me have it? Sure. I'm wide awake now, thanks. I'm gonna open up shop. Want to give me a game a try? Yeah, sure. Let's do our third minigame in a row. JRPG here. They don't even have red rooms. Actually, they probably do. Yes, please tell me the rules. Try to dodge or throw bombs that start falling around. See how long you can last. You have to last through the whole thing, but if you hit once, you fail. Great. And we need that. That's the key for the next dungeon. And yes, this is 3 minigames in a row that are mandatory. By the way, there's more minigames if you want to get optional stuff here. This is just minigame central. Honestly, over here. Amazing! Yeah, give me my key. Wanna try again? No, I'm good. Okay, let's get to the next dungeon, shall we? I mean, I agree, Ross, and that will be a gameplay negative. It's too random for what it is. Listen, we don't need Goron coffee. We only want Goron coffee. Portal. You probably think that we're actually going to go straight to the next dungeon. You are wrong. Hey, that key looks like the mermaid key that Graceful Goron has. You want the Graceful Goron's key too? Aren't you greedy? Look, I don't know if it'll work, but if you give me your lava juice, I'll introduce you to the Graceful Goron, okay? Sure, have the lava juice. Okay. Oh, whoop, actually, hang on. Which non-human Zelda race would make the best food? Gerudo, obviously. Like, is that even in question? There's actually several ways to control the RNG in the auction house, but that doesn't make it any better. In fact, if anything, it makes it worse. It shows just how badly we hate that section. Nope, hang on, don't jump, don't jump. That's an introduction from a brother. What's this? Give me your mermaid key. How did he know I have it? Oh, well. I can't turn down a brother's request, but I can't just give you this. Dance for me! So this is what I was trying to do earlier, if you're paying attention, because he flat out said he had the key, and I danced with him, but he didn't say, hey, dance for the key. And usually the game says dance for the key to get the key, so... Apparently I had to go through this whole little side thing in order to get to the point where he'd actually give me the key for dancing for it. It has to do with how many frames advance when you're outside before you go back in, Blade to Wall. FF6 has a fairly typical 255 chart, and it moves forward every frame in certain circumstances. I don't want to do another of these stupid things. Mermaid key. So, we can do this again at silver, gold, and of course platinum. If we get platinum, we get a ring. I don't know which ring exactly. It might just be a random ring. But either way. Okay. Yep. I mean, there's almost no possibility that any ring will ever be as good as the ring I already have. Ladies and gentlemen, level 6. Probably never make it, actually. I'm pretty sure I never actually did platinum on that. But I can't say that with total certainty. Because that was definitely the era of me 100% in games, even if I wasn't enjoying the aspect of doing it. So, I don't know. Yeah, no, the red ring, which I have on, and the blue ring, which I believe already have, because I've already done the requirements for it. But I never went to ID it, because why would I? You can only equip one ring at a time. So, the only ring in the game, and anything else. A little bit, yeah, Noctis. Is it possible for me 100% Zelda games when we review them? Sure. Is it feasible? Yeah. Is it reasonable? No. I guess we really, lit that guy's fire. Nope. Thank you, Ars Bruce. Beware deep waters. Yeah, I guess. Jesus. Yeah, I think I've identified one of the biggest problems with the songs in these games. I actually like quite a few of these songs. They're just too short of loops. And they play for long stretches of time, too. Now, granted, Seasons' dungeons were really long, as we literally timed it, 45 minutes plus, with a walkthrough. You ever feel bad for these guys that we light on fire, who then run around more and more frantically until they explode? Is that just me? Come on, Blue Rose Robe. Come here. Come here. That's true. I shouldn't try to apply morality. Silly me. Still hate wall masters. I'm not even sure it's possible to not hate wall masters. Like, can we think of any situation in which a wall master is actually, like, not a negative to gameplay? Real question. Because I was thinking about that. That's going to get a negative to LTTP, and that's going to be a negative to Ocarina as well. At the very least. Which one's that one, Jig was saying? When you want to leave the dungeon. BS, Zelda. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Positives for story. They do fit the Forest Temple. In a very Elden Ring kind of a way. Oh yeah, then there's Twilight Princess. Actually, forgot about that one. What am I doing? These stupid things again. I don't remember Medley's dungeon in Wind Waker. Of course, Wind Waker dungeons are very vague in my brain. I might actually need to look up a couple of those, because I haven't played through that up very often. Interesting. Got the wrong thing equipped. Ah, I'm in the trees! Ah! Just imagine, as you're zooming in, you realize that bark is now part of your internal makeup, and there's just this moment of screaming terror before it fixes itself. Wow, everything's all broken now. Jeez, it's been a while, hasn't it? Snakes! Splinters! Splinters! Enterprise once did this thing where they tried to beam someone up, and they beamed him up with a bunch of rocks and leaves in him. I don't know why, but that always horrified the crap out of me. Like, that just, that got to me. Oh, much worse than Tuvix, no joke. It's one of the very few things in all of Star Trek history that's grossed me out. Alongside the disintegrate you from the inside out gun, that's from TNG Season 1, and the infesting bugs thing, that's also from TNG Season 1. Well, they don't show that, Shadow Machine. Not really. And it exploded. Also, that was done for a laugh, so it's whatever. Yeah, We know you're trying to be health conscious. That's good. That's good. Sense, seduce, savage beasts. Oh my god, is this it? Oh my god. For the first time in the history of the ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to use a scent seed for its intended purpose. I can't believe this. Let's take a moment. I like how they had to have a hint owl there, because that's just the first time in 2 games that you can actually use a scent seed as part of a puzzle. Can you do that, Noctis? I can break pots now, I just realized. I have the level 3 sword. Wow. You can tell I've definitely done that, because I knew you could do that. They really like these puzzles, don't they? Yeah, the only thing that would be useful on is Whiz Robes and Dark Nuts. I could see it being useful in those, legitimately. Okay. I accept that. Alright, I wasn't sure and I didn't want to screw up again. Okay, key get. Hang on a second. I would say a voice is more important than the content of their video, generally speaking. Just organizing a little bit here. Okay. You're probably wondering, Laura, why are you using a walkthrough in this dungeon? Because I remember this dungeon. Let me explain that to you in simple. Let me knock a Wizrobe to his death. Very deliberate, definitely on purpose. By the way, if we didn't blow up that door that nothing indicated this was here in the past, we would be stuck right here. That is 2 times already that I would have had to walk through, you know, Google this in this dungeon alone. But then we get to this screen. And the moment you see this screen is the moment you realize that the designers hate you personally. Have a great vendetta for anybody who dares to play their game. How dare you? So, back to the walkthrough for a second, because I don't want to screw this up. This is one of those things, it's not actually that bad, as long as you make no mistakes. The moment you screw up, fixing this is a huge hassle. And that's really the problem with this. And again, I got a little stuck here the last time I played this. I'm going the right way. That was... Yes, the Pope is a Wizrobe. He can teleport around and then shoot really, really powerful shots. Weird, actually. He's just like... And I was like, whoa! Pope's at it again. Okay. So we got the key. Yeah, so you're probably thinking, that wasn't too bad. Well, yeah, now we gotta go back into here. What did the Pope do? That's what he did. I don't know, Spartan. This Pope? I don't even know his name. Bob is his name now. He made all those spikes in Mega Man games. That's his fault. Hang on. Okay, so just making absolutely sure. I need to really read this because this is a whole paragraph here. Okay, so rightmost platforms to towards the middle, yep. Then leftmost towards the north. Then head up one up, and then jump down the ledge. Hang on. Then back down again. Yep. Okay. Yep. Rightmost platform, which is no. Right. I was gonna say I think we're done. Actually, I think we did that section in totality. But that section sucks by memory. I do not have fond memories of that section. SNES, Ross. Immediate and instantaneous. There's no other choice there. Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6. Lufia. God. Well, I'm assuming you don't mean like the Virtual Console stuff on the Switch. Yeah, Super Metroid. Super Punch-Out. A bunch of, like, not as well-known games, but games I still love playing. TMNT Turtles in Time. Over on the subject. Hang on, now you got me curious. Hang on. Let's just look up, because I actually have a folder that's literally just games I like to replay periodically on the SNES. Now, I haven't had a chance to pull it up lately. for obvious reasons. There it is. Yeah, so we've got ActRaiser, not a great game, but something I enjoyed back in the day. We've got Castlevania 4. We've got Chrono Trigger. We've got Donkey Kong Country 1. And only one. Earthbound. I can't believe it. Mystic Quest, while we're on the subject. Illusion of Gaia. Kirby Superstar. Kirby's Dream Land 3, while we're on the subject. Let's see what else we got here. I already mentioned Lufia. Mickey Mouse, The Magical Quest, which is actually pretty good. Mega Man 7, forgot about that one. Metal Combat was pretty good. Ogre Battle is surprisingly re-playable. I actually replayed Ogre Battle not too long ago. No joke. It was part of a pseudo-lore run thing. What else we got here? Down to you can see I'm going in order here. There's Secret of Mana. Can't believe I forgot Secret of Mana. Second Densetsu 3, if you count that. SimCity, surprisingly good SimCity game. It counts. Star Fox, duh. Starfleet Academy, a game I'm looking forward to. Street Fighter 2 Turbo, still one of my favorite Street Fighter games. And I can even explain why now. What else we got? Super Bomberman 2, Super Bomberman 3. I already mentioned Castlevania 4. Super Mario All-Stars and World. So that's 4 really solid games there. Or really 2, but still. Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG, Super Punch-Out, Super Metroid. There's Turtles in Time. UN Squadron. I could play Wolfenstein 3D if I really want to. Yoshi's Island, one of the best platformers I've ever played. And, of course, Zelda LTTP. That's a hell of a list right there. Like, that is a list of great games. So... Chrono Trigger can be a co-op game. You just have to play it right. Soul Blazer, I mean, I'm not saying no. But I'm ehing because it's been a really long time since I played it. In fact, I've only played it the one time. Is Soul Blazer on the SNES block? Someone check for that, please. By the way, if you hop off on this ledge, you are going to have to do a lot of that section all over again. I'm amazed you've come so far. I thought you were a harmless turtle, but I miscalculated. Anyway, I'll finish this. Power! Unlimited power! Oh yeah, I thought you might like to know this, J. Palmer. If you can see it underneath the voot thing. I'll put it like up here. There you go. You can kind of see it. Just showed up yesterday. And I never pull it out of the packaging. That is the PSP one, yes. Did I just one-shot him? Wow. Well, if you hit voot, then you too will know what you're vooting for, J. Palmer. The DS catalog is quite big. But I just listed a lot of great SNES games. You know? Like on the DS, hang on, let me figure out where we're at in the walkthrough here. Chrono Trigger is on the DS, so is Final Fantasy IV in a good format. Oh, you son of a... all of them, forever, J. Palmer. All streams. Infinite streams. The SNES never got any Pokemon. Pokemon has been the purview of the handheld, not counting Gaiden games, until the Switch. That's an interesting way of putting it, Yura. I am out of bombs. That's an odd problem to have. Excellent, J. Palmer. The best part is you can't undo that, so... I prefer the DS translation for the most part, but there's one small but critical way in which the DS translation is objectively worse than the SNES translation. Yep, no, I just have to time this right. That's the point. The SNES had the Super Game Boy. There we go. No, I'm actually being serious, by the way. We got the mermaid suit. Now we can do deep waters. No, for real. So, Ted Woolsey, who did the localization of Chrono Trigger, has an interesting feature as a localizer. He tended to interpret localizations a lot, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people decry him, because he doesn't do literal translations. Those people are stupid, because literal translations are stupid. Japanese just doesn't translate literally to English, and requires some kind of localization in order to actually function. So, in many ways, what Woolsey did, because he was so familiar with Japanese, was he would translate intent. And he would localize intent. Which is awesome. Relevance to Chrono Trigger? You ever notice that the only one who speaks in these and thous back in 600 AD is Frog? That's because Frog was a tryhard. Or a wannabe, if you prefer. I don't mean that as an insult, although I kinda do. He was trying so hard to be this big, manly knight to live up to the ideal of Cyrus that his pattern of speech was so much more flowery, so much more purple than everyone else's was. In the DS version, all of that is lost. Everyone in 680 talks with generic, old A, English A speak. So that little bit of characterization is just lost. That's the one way in which the SNES translation is just better. Because, yeah, Cyrus and most of the other people, they just talk like normal people. Even if you remember, if you played the DS version recently, remember, even the random NPCs in town have the more older style and patterns of speech to them. Which makes sense, but again, they needed to retouch up Frog's dialogue to make that work, and they didn't. Up and right 3. Yes, Pillars of Snow. So DS games, now that I've got a little bit of a moment here. I would rather watch Threshold than Nemesis. Nemesis is garbage. Nemesis is the actual worst thing Star Trek has ever produced. It is the very, very bottom of the barrel. It is the congealed slime under the bottom of the barrel. It's like Von Falkenstein. Wait. Can I take that back? Veto! No! It's too late now. Threshold is also shorter, which is relevant. Thank you, Von Falkenstein. Always appreciate. Even though I was misled. I thought there was already a Clan MechWarrior 5 coming out, or rather, already out. But I guess it's not out until, like, next year? The, Graveyard Keeper, Phantom Brigade. Oh, Slash, definitely. Although that might be some of the tasks seeping in there, Ross. Milady. And the queen's like, Frog, just talk normal. What are you doing? I want to stress that I speak without hyperbole when I say that Nemesis is the worst thing Star Trek has ever produced. You'll notice I've left all levity in my tone to really make this clear. It's not a joke. It's not a meme. Nemesis is trash. What's the worst part of Nemesis? I mean, that's a gimme. But the second worst part of Nemesis, that's a little trickier. Because there's so much bad. It is random every time, and I think I just have the worst luck in the world. That's why I was just picking one side over and over and over. Jesus Christ. Yeah, normally that only takes me a couple of tries, but that was, what, 4 in a row? Heads! Tails. Heads! Tails. Heads! Tails! But yes, the Troy scene is the actual worst. But the second worst, that's trickier. That's trickier. Let me think about that. Like, that's one of those movies where the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Test your luck. Test your might. Yeah, there's going to be a second Troy scene. That was cut. Was it really Pillars of Snow? I believe you. Get some gains going on here. You know, I'm going to get some flack for this. But, yeah, I think the second worst thing in Nemesis is that goddamn ship. Like, the scimitar, I call it the Mary Sue ship for a reason. It is the definition of a Mary Sue, even though it's a ship and not a character. It's so bad. And everything about the scimitar is bad. That's the best part. Yeah, built by Remans in secret, while actively being enslaved, in caves. And this is this Uber Omega ship, which outperforms Borg cubes. Just... In some of the ancillary material, they actually said there was Borg tech on the thing just to make it slightly less terrible. I don't know how well they did on that. Perfect cloak. And I mean, not only a perfect cloak that can't be detected, it's a perfect cloak so they can firewall cloaked. Also has a planet killer on board. Just... It's... Wow, yeah. You know those Star Destroyers that can blow up planets in Episode 9? Yeah, Nemesis got there first. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going back to the past. To the past! Yeah, Q's just like, what are you doing? Stop building things. I mean, okay, there's this wonderful thing in fiction. It's called the suspension of disbelief. And because all fiction is unrealistic, right? All of it. That's how that works. That's why it's fiction. But I've always talked about that because the example I like to use is hoops. The more mental hoops we have to jump through to make something make sense, the worse it is. You know, we want to go along with it, right? We're here to enjoy the fiction. So the more you do to make it more tolerable and understandable, the more it works. So to use that direct example, the one that R. Spruce just mentioned Tony Stark making the Mark I armor in a cave with a box of scraps doesn't actually bother me that much because A, it wasn't a box of scraps, it was a box of his weapons that he had designed and built and was intimately familiar with, which had very advanced materials and supplies on board. Point number one. Point number two, the Mark I Alpha was crap. It was total junk and barely worked. The fact that it actually got him out is honestly kind of more up to luck than quality design. And C, he earned it. It took a while. They had to do multiple montages to emphasize just how long he was working on that crap. So, I'm with that. I buy that. But then you tell me, oh yeah, by the way, the Ramens built the Uber Death ship of infinite destruction, and its dick is this big in a cave with a box of scraps. And I'm like, you've lost me. So you remember when we opened up this part at the beginning of the dungeon? By the way, this dungeon's getting a negative. This place is just wow. But I do like this gimmick, the underwater section. This is cool. Look, I can enjoy So Bad It's Good. But I can't enjoy So Bad It's Bad here. I'm sorry. Well, you'll notice he's not even, like, flipping his tail. Oh, he kind of is. It's mostly his arms, though. Yeah, you know what? So Bad It's Good is Power Rangers. I don't mean that as an offense. I mean, like, the original Power Rangers. The non-Japanese ones. Doing karate moves while talking to emphasize consonants in your dialogue. Like, that's awesome. You know? How could I fall into a pit underwater? Yeah, also the song's a banger. Okay, what? Oh! I'm stupid. I can attack, just with A. There we go. I only know the Power Rangers theme. But man. Ow. Farscape definitely blurs the line, I would agree with that. Farscape can be absolutely ridiculous at times. In fact, Farscape had a Looney Tunes episode, for those of you who don't remember that. It was a good episode. A Trek example of So Bad It's Good other than Trek 5. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out where I am in the walkthrough. So I do throw, go back down to the underwater dungeon. So I'm left, up, out. Left, one screen on the lower path, and back, right, and up. Okay, so I know where it wants me to go. You dick. Don't do it, Yura. Don't do it. It's too good of a show. Run! Listen, you could combine the two. Just pretend Miami Vice is Stars Crichton. Oh my god, are we not even close to the boss? I figured I could beat this before dinner time, but I'm not sure I can at this point. This dungeon is taking forever. Using a walkthrough, deliberately skipping side stuff. Okay, left and then down. Okay. Believe it or not, that works out, because I was going to the dungeon entrance anyways. Why do I have to solve the puzzle again? I've already solved the puzzle. No, Mira. You know me, I'm not much of a nostalgia person. Alright, so bad it's good in Trek. Yeah, it's Green Ranger, right? Sovcom? I forget his name. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, I was impressed. Dude knew his stuff. You son of a submariner. Now I gotta do the puzzle again, don't I? No, Bride of Chaotica is just good. It's not so bad it's there. Alright. So bad it's good in Trek. Yeah, I saw you say that, Jay Palmer. I'm trying to think of one for me. If I say search for Spock, then Savacom will murder me. It's not true anyways. Yeah, the problem is Trek 5 is the answer. Trek 5 is so bad it's good. I unironically enjoy Trek 5 for how bad it is. Because it's hilariously bad. Instead of bad. Yes, 5 was the one where they met God, aka Lucifer, in the original script. In the animated series, Spock becoming huge. I forget the name of the episode, but that one. Beans and whiskey. Have you seen Star Trek V, Bragwin? Okay. You win points, Bragwin. In fact, I'm putting $2 towards a game you want right now. Pick something. Just for the accuracy of that reference. The opening camp bit. Congratulations, that's probably the best part of the film. Like, we're disregarding the terribleness. What am I doing? BRPG, you got it. Yeah, the movie opens and closes on camping, which was originally supposed to be this big thematic thing, and then the film sucked and didn't actually pull it off. Where am I? Yeah, Star Trek Into Darkness is not what I would call a good film. As I've said many times, I've used Into Darkness as an example of how not to do screenwriting before. Because the script of Into Darkness is actual trash. Having said that, I wouldn't give that film a lamentation status. There's just too much other good stuff that helps, you know? Cumberbatch was a great con. Probably the best con, and I understand how horrible it is to say that, and I don't care. I stand by it. I don't even just mean that in a I can fix him kind of a way. Spoilers, no you can't. Khan is a very messed up person. Yeah, you should have let me sleep. Yep. No! I mean, Into Darkness is such a wild example of a film. Casting, directing, acting, a lot of good stuff in that film. And it's one of the worst film scripts I've ever analyzed in my life. I'm not being hyperbolic. It's really bad. It commits so many of the most basic of sins, the kind of stuff that you learn better than to do in grade school. I cannot believe that someone got paid for that script. A lot of money. But then again, that gets down to the argument that Hollywood has used for years, that nobody cares if there's a good script for a film. That's a pretty common argument, actually. Madam Web. Anyways. Is it as bad as other M? I would say in terms of pure script, it is actually worse. And just in terms of the words on the paper. Yeah, just imagine other M with surprisingly good acting and voice acting and animation and basically everything other than the script, and you've kind of got Into Darkness. I would say right after the Third World War era, my opinion. Which is like, I don't remember. I don't remember the date. I'm a fake fan. I don't remember the date. I Yeah, it's Sony's attempt to make their Spider-Man franchise work. And failing at it again. Something they're really good at doing. Oh, bullcrap game. There you go. Jesus. Might do it. Might actually beat the boss before dinner time. Okay, so let's do this. Did I like Beyond? Yeah. I never want to watch it again, but I enjoyed it for what it was. '09 is another one of those I'll never watch it agains. They did some interesting stuff, but they didn't do interesting enough stuff, in my opinion. Come on! I mean, I would agree, Beyond is the best of the Kelvin ones. It still committed several sins of the Kelvinverse in general. For example, not understanding what distances are. Like, really, think about the geography of that movie for just a second. Alright, so we've got this major space station, which is a primary hub for the Federation. In visual range of this station is a nebula, on the other side of which is a planet nobody's ever seen or heard of before and had contact with, because... And that's actually a common thing throughout the entire Kelvinverse. There's this really weird thing where spatial geography just doesn't work right. Sense seeds or whatever. I mean, did you notice how Into Darkness the Enterprise falls from Jupiter to San Francisco? And this even goes down to little things. Like, there's these supercuts that they'll do where, like, while someone's talking, in the middle of a conversation, they will cross, like, hundreds and hundreds of feet or miles in seconds. In '09, they're, like, right on the edge of the Klingon border. They could just warp over to the Klingon border and then warp right back. And it's like, alright, we're here. I'm not going to get into the infinite range transporter thing. That's its own level of nonsense. Queen Ambius just left the palace. Now's your chance. This may be your only opportunity to save Nehru. Sweet! Who? Anyways, that dungeon sucked. That dungeon is our first actually bad dungeon in this game. That's pretty good. It's doing better than last time. Yeah, exactly. It's essentially two dungeons that you have to do certain things in one to access the other. In the right order, in the right way. Lots of backtracking if you miss something. And very, very easy to screw up and have to keep redoing your own steps over and over and over. And even if you're doing everything right, there's still a lot of backtracking and resolving of certain rooms and puzzles. Not great. Otherwise, I think this is a good cut-off point. I agree with that. So tomorrow, whenever I wake up, we will continue. We might actually beat the game tomorrow. Holy crap. Shivut.